Hello, this is Shadi Reyes from MedStar Washington Hospital Center, and with me is Dr. Norine Walsh. She is the president-elect of the American College of Cardiology. Welcome, Dr. Walsh.
Thanks very much.
So we are at the Leadership and CV Summit. I came across a few fellows thanks to the ACC for inviting them to be here. It's a lot to learn from practitioners and from fellows. Do you envision that the ACC will incorporate more leadership and business education into our COCATs?
Well, I think that is coming. As you're well aware since you're here, this summit has been a cornerstone of the ACC for programs for the last several years. And year over year, we've had more fellows attend and be part of this. And also, many of the ACC chapters have sponsored their fellows from their states to come. And so we are beginning to see, obviously, that the business of medicine is becoming much more important to our actual practice. An example is just MACRA, which is here. It's 2017, and it's here. And I don't think you can learn what you need to practice cardiovascular medicine without understanding that. So although I don't have any inside knowledge on COCATs, I can't imagine that going forward we're not going to have recommendations that COCATs include some information, not only on policy like MACRA, but also just, for example, team-based care, the importance of how a team in delivering care is integral to delivering good and excellent cardiovascular care to our patients.
Yeah, that's very important. You're coming to be the president after ACC annual meeting. What's your vision for fellow in training? Do you have a plan to incorporate more fellows? We know the ACC is the biggest advocate for us, but we want to see what's coming up in the coming year.
Well, the coming year, I think one of my concerns about fellows in the past and going forward is we actually see a lot of involvement of our fellows in the college and also in their local chapters, a little bit less in the local front. But here's where we see a big drop-off. We see a lot of fellows who were very involved in the college during their training not become FACCs and not continue their activity in the college afterward. And it may be because they get very involved in their practice and just kind of getting their feet wet in their university or their practice institution, but we really see a kind of a drop-off. And so one of the things I'd like to put some messaging out there about is the ACC, in addition to the Fellows in Training section, has an early career section for people who have just gotten into the workforce all the way up till 7 years out. Very active group in the college. And so one of the concerns of leadership of the college and my personal concerns is, why do we see this where people who are really active as fellows kind of just drift off a little bit? Yeah, so that's an area I encourage everybody who hears this to think really hard about what they can do in the college after they get done with their training.
Once I am a fellow with the college, what are the privileges beyond being not a fellow?
Well, beyond just being a member?
FACC, yeah.
Right. Well, actually, one of the most important things, just the FAC itself in general to the public, on your letterhead, gives you recognition as a cardiologist, although there are other scientists and other professionals of the college who can attain FACC, so it's not exclusively for cardiologists. But I'm not speaking only of becoming an FACC, I'm talking about ongoing college involvement, and that we do see a lot of involvement as fellows during training, and then so the college can remain your home for your whole professional life. It just kind of transitions a little bit once you're out of training.
Definitely, the cardio source is a huge resource for education and learning, CME, and we learn from it a lot. And it's SAP 10, SAP 9, now.
Right.
It's really a great resource.
Right. Those are all available to you every day, and you can get your digest of what you want in your inbox every day or every week, depending on what you've elected. But again, the other thing that I think that people forget, especially if they move from one state to another after training to get their job, is that your local chapter can be a very rich environment for you to be involved in. As an example, in my chapter, in our Indiana chapter, on the 11th, I think it's the 14th, it's actually on Valentine's Day this year, we will go to the state capitol, to the state house, and have legislation day. And we have in our state this right in front of the legislature right now is a smoking bill, and we the community, including the Indiana ACC, is trying to get a bill passed that will, for one thing, it will increase the tobacco tax by $1.50 per package. So that's a kind of example where we'd hope all the cardiologists who can take that day off will come to Ledge Day. And so I encourage FITs and early career people to make sure you understand what's going on in your chapter. Who's your chapter governor? If you're listening to this and you don't know who your chapter governor is, look it up, because it's easily accessible on the web. Just type in your ACC and the name of your state and you'll see what it is. But that's another way to be involved and to understand not just advocacy, but also local issues with payment. For example, we all have different payer mix, and so there may be some major things that you guys haven't thought about yet because you're not billing patients, and that's another whole area of medical business that you really need to know when you're leaving to go for your first job.
For all fellows all out there, I mean, you hear Dr. Walsh and what's her recommendation. You have to be a fellow of the college, not because of the title only, because of the engagement you have. And I know FACC, you can get it as a last year of training, so you don't need to be a graduate of fellowship before you, unless you have a 2-letter of recommendation.
You need to have board certification. So then you really need just 2 letters, and the letters can't both be from your institution or group. So we obviously all know cardiologists outside of our group. So it's just I think people forget to do it, and they're busy doing other things. But it is something that we want to encourage all of you fellows in training to do.
And that's another reason to engage in the local chapter, because you'll get your letter writers really quickly.
Exactly. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Walsh, for your time. This is Shadi, and this is the YouTube channel for Fits on the Go. Thanks, Dr. Walsh.
Thank you.